All right, sports fans, here we are. Haven't done a boot review for a little while, and you know what we have? We have some cool boots that we're going to take pictures of today. Adam, what do you think?
I'm all for it.
All right, these are some new boots. This is part of Grandpa's going crazy at Christmas time, buying more than he can afford. But maybe we'll sell out part of them in the meantime. But what we got here tonight is another Rujo boot, which seems to be real up-and-comers. People are liking Rujo boots. Have you noticed that?
I haven't, but I trust you.
Well, you know, several years ago when Tecovas started coming up online and everybody's thinking Tecovas was the bomb and everybody wanted Tecovas boots. Well, Tecovas' quality, since they started making so many of them and stuff, their quality has kind of gone down and they're not a boutique boot like they were before. Yeah. Rujo has fallen into that void where they're still making great boots for a good price, but they haven't gone mass market yet. Yeah. And so they're about where Tecovas was 5 years ago. So hopefully they don't go the way of Tecovas, which made everybody rich, but their boots aren't as good. So anyway, so what we have here is a Rujo Blake boot.
Yes.
And it's a full crocodilian. It's a caiman boot. And what's nice about this boot, it's not really expensive as for a caiman boot. It's a high quality caiman. But what they've done is they've taken the caiman and patched it all together. So you don't have the full vamp.
Okay.
Where you have and we'll, maybe in the near future, we'll do the Arturo, which is the high end, the full vamp. But this is a patched together vamp boot where you got one piece here and they piece it in here and they piece it in here, kind of like they do like on the Teju lizards and things like that. So what that means is they don't have to use as big as pieces, and the cost of this boot is a lot less than if we had a full vamp. But we got the piece together counter, got that here, we got the piece together vamp. And so this is like the Chicken McNuggets used to be parts are parts and pieces are pieces, you know?
Yeah.
Pieces are parts and parts are pieces. Well, this is kind of that way, but it's full pieces of leather where it counts.
Right.
Like from here on down and here over here. So now you ask yourselves why you'd want to do that. And it saves some money. That's basically the deal of it. Going down the checklist, like we talked about, we've got the full lined calfskin leather shaft with the dual leather shaft. It's got kind of like the Rujo Touch, where it's got the caiman up here on the poles. And so going down the checklist, it's got the lined shaft. It's got the vamp, the full caiman vamp. It's got the full butyl leather outsoles. It's got the stacked leather heels according to the specs. Rujo's you can't tell because...
You can see it a little bit there, but it is harder to tell.
Yeah, but other brands like you can tell that they're stacked heels, but the specs say it's a full stacked heel, which is great. It's got the lemon wood and brass pegs holding your shaft around your waist here. And it's got the three-piece counter, but it's a good quality caiman on the counter. And so checking out the marks, it's got all the check marks of a great boot. So your comments.
What I think was really cool about what they did here with the vamp is I really like this little divot right here. They could have gone with a straight line down, and often they'll do that.
Oh, they put a little scallop there or something?
But they put that little scallop, and it lines up with one of the scales here. You can see, if I can get it focused in right, with the scale here, and it just sits real nice, and it's got a nice flavor. I think it adds a nice crocodilian flavor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't notice that. It comes there and goes, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and it just blends really nice with this scales here, huh?
Yeah.
Also, they use some pretty large scales.
They are.
For this vamp, you know, so these are, I think they're a sexy boot.
Yeah, I agree. And they did a similar thing back here.
Oh, wow.
Got another divot in the
back
here.
There? they scallop this back here. Just a nice little flare there.
Just a nice little flare. Just
and then they give you the crocodilian or the caiman
scales up top.
Scales up on top. So, like they matched it. Look, they got that there. They see how it's scalloped there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that makes it a good looking boot. A lot of detail to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rujo makes a good boot.
I agree, and for the price, they're a lot cheaper than
how much these are. They come in about $200 less than the full vamp ones. This is, according to this, what was it, $480?
Yeah, $480, $490.
Let's use the magic.
$480.
$480. When I bought these boots before Christmas, they were $420.
That darn inflation.
So for a $400 boot, this is a good boot.
Yeah.
I guess for $480, it's still a good boot. I guess, like everybody else, Rujo's gonna have to raise their prices up a little bit. That last time I looked at this wasn't that much. It was like, I think it's $420. So, but anyway, they bumped their prices, but not as much as some of the other boots I've looked at.
Yeah.
So they got. You got any other comments?
I'm a fan of the corded shaft.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we should point out. Can you see that good in there? I think a real nice touch. The gal I work with really likes the way these corded shafts work. I had some Tacovas Jasons on the other day because the weather was so bad. And she saw those corded shafts and thought they were just really pretty. But I think that's a good touch. And you can tell they're real cord because you go inside here, you can feel them on the inside too.
Feel it all the way through.
So that's kind of cool.
I don't know why. To me, cords are just a fancier. They seem like a rich person's shaft rather than.
Speaking about rich persons, do you want to compare this? You said to Lucchese?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's compare it to the Lucchese.
By magic, we pull up a Lucchese boot, which happens to be what they call ultra caiman. Yep. This is a black cherry, and I, being colorblind and stuff, I can't see much difference between this brown, the chocolate brown, and the black cherry. But you're telling me that's definitely brown.
That's a lot more. It actually looks darker than the black cherry, which is interesting because one of them's supposed to be black and the other one's. Yeah. Let's see if in this. Yeah, this one has a redder tint to it.
Yeah.
Whereas this one is just. It has more of a standard brown.
Yeah.
To it in the background.
And the shafts are brown here, and so. I thought maybe they made a mistake and sent me some black ones, but I think since the shafts are brown, and this has a little brown overtone, but these are really dark boots.
Yeah, they are.
They're just chocolate. This is dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here we got the Lucchese boot. They got the same size shafts. Oh, look. I didn't notice this. This has the Lucchese has the corded shaft also. So this has all the same check marks up as the Lucchese does, with the exception the Lucchese has the full vamp on it, but it still has the pieced
counter.
This is a Lucchese Charles.
Yeah, and here's to emphasize this once again. This counter. So Lucchese did a kind of a swervy counter here.
Yeah.
And the Rujo has this sharp counter here, and I think I like the sharp counter for a caiman. Mm-hmm. That sharp point just seems a little bit more caiman-y to me than that swerve that you get out of the Lucchese.
Yeah, this is called a French toe or a R+4 toe, but they look close enough, you know. But
I do like what they've done here with this tip of the Lucchese.
Yeah.
How the scales change naturally right there.
Yep.
To get the toe, whereas this is just a continuation of the.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell this is where there's a difference in the body of it, but I don't know. These were $895 new. These are $420. So these boots are twice as much money. I don't know after seeing these if I would go the extra $400 plus and buy those. You know, this is called Ultra Cayman
Mm-hmm.
on these, and these have a little bit bigger scales through here, and these have being the one-piece vamp. It goes in the blend where they got these small caimans. This must have been a really young crocodilian there. But see, this is the black cherry, and I mean, you got the corded and the corded. I mean, it got a lot of the same features for $1,000 boot or $900 boot versus a $420 boot. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Lucchese's. I love my Lucchese's. I do. But I think if I wore... Now, it seems like the Rujo's a little bit bigger boot all the way around.
Yeah, it seems like
through here.
The instep is taller.
Yeah. The instep is taller. It's a little bit wider. This is a double E, however. This is a D. So we're trying to compare apples to...
Oranges a little bit.
Yeah. I've noticed that with the Rujo and the Tecovas, I have to go a double E to get them on and off. With the Lucchese's, I can go with a 13D and get them on and off. And these, the Lucchese's just fit really, really good. You know, they're just a little bit different shape all the way around. But, I mean, cowboy boots are cowboy boots. You know, they're just...
Yeah, looking at the two together, I think the Lucchese is a little better, but I don't think it's twice as better.
Twice as better?
Yeah.
Twice as good?
Yeah.
I like twice as better. That's a pretty better way to say it. All right, but anyway, you know, you got some nice scales on here, but look, you got the same cut right through here. Just, I don't know.
And that little Rujo touch on that pole doesn't exist on that Lucchese. It's just they have it corded, which is nice, but the Rujo has that scale touch.
It's a nice scale too. So for a dress boot, these Rujos are a nice boot and I don't want to call them economy boots, but they're cheaper. Rujo makes a more expensive version of this too. They make something called our Trail, which is in the $650 range, and we'll maybe look at one of those later. But
that's still a whole nother boot.
Anyway, so that's a whole nother boot.
Cheaper.
Yeah. So anyway, here we got the Lucchese. Here we got the Rujo. Looks like the shine on this is a little bit better. I don't know. It's just, but I'm not I'm not diminishing the fact that these are great boots. And for the price, especially for the $420, I think that's a great boot for the value. So, and the good thing, see, now, I don't think Tecovas, and I don't want to sit and compare with Tecovas, but I don't think they have a $400 range caiman.
I don't think so.
Caiman's all $600 or more.
I think so.
So for them to come in at the $480 to get a full caiman boot for under $500, that's probably the best bargain around.
Yeah.
Compared to the Lucchese's or
Tecovas
so that's good.
Any parting shots?
Nope. That's a good boot.
It sure is.
I like it. It has all the tick marks, and I think now that I know that the price point on this is so good, I like it even better. I think without further ado, what do you say? Subscribe, damn it. Bye.